Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone to our foundation session in Excel. So this session it will go for almost 2 hours. I will be more than happy to answer questions as much as I can. Just submit your questions in the chat box. Unfortunately, I couldn't enable mics. It will be very noisy. So we are starting with the interface. So when you start Excel, you will see uh, this interface, user interface. It's in English here. By the way, you can change the language if you want to. You can download something called the language pack from Microsoft website. So then you can change the interface. So for example, if you want this interface to be in Arabic, in French, in German, whatever language, you can download the language pack. But you know, the English is the common language, so we will use the English interface. When you start Excel, you will see a few bars at the top, some bars on both sides, and also at the bottom of the page, and we will discuss that in details. So let's start from the very top. Here I have what's called quick access toolbar. This quick access toolbar by default includes few icons. We can add few icons more, we can remove some. So if you click on this small arrow, you can find few icons here or commands that we can add to the quick access toolbar. We have also lots of commands if we need to. So for example, I have the print preview and print enabled there. If I wanted to disable this one or remove it from the quick access toolbar, I can just click here again. So it is not there. So if I want to get it back, print preview and print. If I want to have spelling, so spelling is there, and so on. So this is the quick access toolbar for frequent commands. So it depends on your type of work. You can add or remove icons here. The next part from the top is the menu names or tabs, different tabs. So home, insert, page layout, formulas, and so on. The good thing about these tabs, you can just click to go between different tabs, or you can use the scroll wheel in the mouse. So if you scroll, I'm scrolling now the wheel in my mouse, so I can move between different tabs. So this is, you can use the wheel to move between them. Good. The other thing is I want you to think logically. When you need to do something with Excel, you will find the command related to this menu. So for example, if I wanted to insert a photo, so obviously I'll go to insert menu, then search where can I insert a picture. So it's here. If I need to change the layout of the page, so I will go to page layout. If I need to create some formulas in Excel, so I'll go to formulas. If I need to have some data analysis, so I will start with clicking on data tab and so on. Home for the most common commands, and you will notice this part, it's called ribbon. It's similar to other Microsoft applications like Word or PowerPoint. They will have similar commands, and in most cases also it's called home tab. So you notice here in the ribbon, we have icons with some text, so text icon, and then we have separator here between different groups. So this means this group have something in common. For example, this one it's related to alignment, this one it's related to font, that one related to clipboard, and so forth. What else we can notice there? When you hover your mouse on something and you leave it for a second, Excel will display some information, some explanation of this command, and in most cases it will display also the shortcut key you can use to execute this command, to give this instruction. For example, copy, it's Control plus C. Paste, it's Control plus V. And it's telling you this will add the content on the clipboard and so forth. Good. What else we can notice? You can notice this small icon there, a small arrow. If you click, it will show or display additional command. Let me show you with the font also. Here, dialog box with more options and lots of features you can do and use with font within the cell or within the whole worksheet. So in summary, this small icon, when you click, it will display additional instructions or commands. Good. What else? You will notice some icon with small arrows next to them. If you click, it will display also lots of options. So it's a good idea to have a look and check the different options there. Okay, makes sense. So this is the ribbon at the top. Then if we go a little bit down, we have here what's called formula bar. From its name, this is the place where you start creating your formulas. So I can create the formula here, or I can also create the formula in the cell, within the cell, and it will be displayed there. So I can insert formula here, insert function in the formula. I will discuss that later today. We have also name box here, and the name box is a very important, helpful tool. So for example, if I stop and select this cell, so what is the name of this cell? This cell name is B4. B4, it's highlighted. You see the B is highlighted, also 4 is highlighted, and in the name box, it's mentioned before. So now when I click there, it will be easy for you to tell me what is this address, what is the address of that cell. So it's, yes, correct, it's L10. So L10, it's mentioned here in the name box. Why we are using cells and addresses? We use cell to save data inside them, create formulas. So it's a dynamic way of storing data. And we use the address to refer to these cells. Good. So this is the formula bar. After that, when you go here, you will find letters starting from A. These are the column heads. So this is column A, column B, column C, and so forth. So if you click here, you will notice now we selected column D. Good. Column E. Just one click on the letter, it will select the whole column. Then we can apply something, for example, color. yellow color. Then what else in the interface? We're still discussing the interface. On the left, we have numbers starting with 1. So these are the row number. So this is row number 3. And if you stop here, you see it's B3. So column, then row. So row number 3. And this is the way I can select the row. I go to the number and click once with the left mouse button. So this will enable me to select the whole row. Good. So now, if you go on the right hand, you check on the right hand, you will find a vertical scroll bar. This vertical scroll bar, you can click, drag, and move, or you can click at the top, click at the bottom, so it will move this way. Also, we have the vertical scroll bar down there. We have here the name of sheet of that sheet. So we have the workbook, which is the file, and the workbook includes sheets inside it. So different sheets, starting with sheet number 1. Then if I want to add more, I can click here. Now I have sheet number 2, and I could give them names if I want to. You can right click and rename if you want to. So I can rename these sheets and add more sheets as much as I want. Good. What else we have here? We have zooming. So the zoom, I can click here to, you see, zooming will not change the size of the font. Size of the font, it's still 14, whether I'm zooming in or out. It will just change the display. So I can zoom by clicking on the plus sign or minus sign. Also, I can click, hold, and drag to the left or the right, this zooming cursor. I can also hold control from keyboard and scroll the mouse wheel. So I can just scroll my mouse and it will zoom in and zoom out. Okay. So this is mostly the interface of Excel. Also, you can notice we can close Excel, minimize, maximize. Now I will show you something. It's not a common thing to go to, but you will need it definitely when you start playing more with Excel. So it's called Backstage View. Backstage View. So how can we go to this Backstage View? You just click on File. So you see the file there. You click File menu, and it will show you different options and the categories. So this is what's so-called Backstage View. It's very important to know about a few options here. So for example, you can create new file, new Excel file, which is the workbook based on different templates. You can get these templates online from Microsoft website. You search here for some templates, invoice, for example, or budget, and so forth. Also, you can open current file. So you created file before and you need to open this file. You can go to save as and start saving this file as you select the place as a PDF or as Excel sheet in older version or new name and so forth. You can also print. So you can print from the Backstage. So here we have the print button. Once you click this one, it will be print. How many copies you need to print? Then the printer name, if you are connected to more than one printer, so you can select different printers here. Then settings, you can print the active sheet, or you can print entire workbook, or only a selection of data. You can print pages. So for example, if I have 5 pages in my sheet, I can print from 2 to 4. So this will print page number 2, 3, and 4. I can print one side or both sides if my printer supports that. This is collated, and we have another option which is uncollated. So what collated means, if I'm printing a document or a file consists of 5 pages, and I have 2 copies or 3 copies, so it will print, the collated one will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will organize and put the files in order. If it's uncollated, so the print will go 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, as you see here. So it's not organized by files. Okay, then here the orientation. So I have portrait orientation or landscape orientation. So by default, it's portrait, and you can change the landscape. It depends on the look of the data and the size of the paper. So here you can select the size of the paper, and by default, it's A4 in most countries. Some countries, the default is letter, like in the United States, letter size. You can also change to bigger size, which is A3, or smaller size. It's up to you. It depends on the data you have, the paper size you have, and printer capabilities. Here, the margins, by default, the normal margins will have 1.78 centimeters from each side. You can change that. Even you can customize or go to with wider or narrower margins. You can also scale the data to 1 page and so forth. Good. So this is the print option, which is, you see, it's very important to know about that. In the foundation, we just cover this part. Also, you can go to options, and here you can change almost everything in Excel, starting from general category on the left and the font type. So what is that? This is the default font when you start your Excel. So the application will use it and with that size. In some companies, big companies, international companies, or medium size, or even some small companies, they have specific stationery standard. So they use specific font in their files. So if you work for a company, it's a good idea to check with them if you don't know which font they are using. So maybe they are using Arial or Times New Roman or any other types of font. Kandara. We have hundreds of fonts here. So you will, most probably your company, they stick to a specific font type and also size. So if you want to follow these rules, so you can change the font here and size, then you click on OK. Every time you open Excel, so Excel will have that font to start new files. This will not be applied on the older files. If you change the font, it will be applied to the new files only. So we can change the font from here. It's sorted alphabetically, and size. So font type and size. There are other options where to save files, what languages we are using, some advanced options. You can customize the ribbon here, add or remove tabs. So for example, if you don't like the add-ins tab, you remove it. This Acrobat tab, it's added by a plugin, additional software installed on my computer, so you wouldn't find that on your computer. I have this one because it's installed by my company, that's why I have it here. But in other versions or other computers, you don't find this one unless the same software is installed on your machine. Anyway, you can add tabs by ticking or unticking to remove them. Here also, the quick access toolbar. If you remember, this is the first one we started with. So these are the current options. You see, I have only the save, undo, redo. I can, for example, add email. So click on email and add. Once I click on OK, it will be there. So here I can easily attach this file to email by just clicking on this icon. If you don't like this icon or you want to remove it, so easily you click on email. Let's remove it. It's removed now. If you want to have it back, you can click on email or other options. Usually I prefer to have both personally, and because this is very easy, I can easily do the print preview, then print, or attach the current file to a new email. Good, makes sense. Any questions? Okay, no questions, no problem. Good. So the next part is easy, and everything is easy in Excel. Now, how can we enter text in this cell and you just start type? So here, if we start typing, this is John and this is Amanda, and we have Ali, for example. So you notice I will, for example, here put name. This is the header and age. So I will just type and hit enter. So the cursor will move, the selection will move to the next cell. So let's say Ali is 25, John is 40, Amanda is 30. Good. So did you notice what Excel did? Let me show you. So Excel, when we enter the text in the cell here, Excel aligned the text to the left, and when we entered numbers, Excel aligned the number to the right. So it's a way of just organizing data within the cell. It doesn't affect calculations or anything. And also it's easy to change that. I'll show you how can we change that, because if you look, the age, it's on the left and the numbers on the right. Maybe this is not good. So maybe I'll select everything and go here in the alignment group and put that in the middle like that. Or everything on the right or everything on the left. So here you can select view. How can we select? You click inside within the cell and you move down or right or left or up to select or deselect. Then you can apply specific alignment. I can also, let me show you, I can, when I go between the columns at the top here, then I have the border click. I can increase the width of this column. Then I can select the whole column and apply the alignment. So here in the middle, to the right, this one to the left. Maybe you like it this way. Someone else will say, no, I don't like it that way. I want this one to be in the middle. So, and this one to be in the middle also. Okay. For me personally, maybe I prefer to have this one to the left like that, and this one in the middle. But again, it's up to you and your company. If you are creating a report or something, so you need to just follow the formatting that the company implemented. So anyway, I wanted to show you how we enter text and the numbers here. Then another column here. When you start entering mobile numbers and let's say 0, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we hit enter, you see Excel did the following. Excel removed the 0 from the list. So why? Because Excel thinks this is the number and we don't need the 0 on the left. So what to do? You can change that. You can select the whole column and tell Excel in the number group here, tell Excel this is a text. So this column includes a text. Then you can add 0 here and Excel will accept that. So it's there now. Excel didn't remove that, and so forth. 0, 0, 0, 5, 5, 5, 5, and hit enter. So Excel accepted zeros now on the left. Why? Because Excel now, we told Excel this is a text. It is not a number. That's why also we have these green, small green corners. So Excel giving us a kind of warning or error. So you can ignore this one. Ignore the error. You can, or save the file, it will be removed. So don't worry about that. Good. So what else? If we enter dates, so let's say hiring dates. Again, I can drag to the right or double click the border. When the cell here between both cells, when the cursor changes this icon, I can double click or drag to make it wider. So when you enter a date, let's say today or any date, so 12 May 34. This is, someone is hired on that and his age is 25. It is not that correct, but anyway, I'll correct that in a moment. So you noticed Excel changed the format, and let's say 3rd of March 2019. So you see Excel changed this format to look like that. Then 25, 2018. So Excel changing the format, trying to fix a format for you. Let's make this one something. Okay. So we noticed Excel will change the format, and Excel understands this is the date here, so we can just apply one format to everything, or even I can have long date. So Excel calculated now 12th of May 2019 to Sunday, another Sunday, another Sunday. It's just coincidence, but it's a nice one. So if you want to know someone's date of birth and what was the day, let's say we have someone, his birthday on 13th of February 1980. So Excel knows this is the date. All you need to do is you go to long date here, and this is not an error, it's just small area, so I can go to the border and double click. So it's telling you this person was born on Wednesday 13th of February. Okay, nice trick. So what we noticed till now is when we enter text, Excel will align that to the left, and we can change that. Numbers will be aligned to the right, and we can change that, and so forth. Then the dates and everything. So any question here? If you have questions, put them in the chat, or if you will watch this video online, you can add the questions to the comments. So now we can try to think about and discuss together something interesting, which is formulas. Formulas and building a simple formula. So we can, let's say I have here number 2 in this cell, number 3 in that cell, and I need to get the sum of these numbers, these two cells. So I will build the formula this way. So I will say click on the cell, equal. So then I click on that cell, then add plus sign from keyboard and click that cell. You'll notice Excel colored this one in blue, this one in red, and now we have a simple formula. When I hit enter, so Excel gives me 5. Yeah, easy one, but if you make this one 3, 4, 5, 6, and that one 6, 7, 8, 9. So notice Excel does that in a fraction of a second, and it's a dynamic thing, very dynamic. That's why in the formula, if you want to see the formula, you go at the top here. In the formula, we used the cell reference, the cell address, instead of the content. If we have the content, it wouldn't be that dynamic. So we use that one. We use the reference, the cell address to enable Excel to work in a dynamic way. Good. So if you want to change this one easily, you can go at the top here and make it minus instead of plus. Then you will have the result there, or times. So times is shift 8 from keyboard, shift 8. Then now this is the multiplication of both of them. If you want division, so division will be front slash. So this is the division of the result of the division. So if we make this one 99999 and hit enter, so in a fraction of a second we have the result. So what we built now, this is a simple formula. This is a simple formula. Good. Let's leave this simple formula and create something maybe harder. So let's say 1020, and just a moment, I will create these numbers. Can you tell me the sum of these numbers? It's 1050. How many numbers are there? 14. What is the average? 75. How can I calculate that easily? I'm not calculating that. I'm reading from here. So Excel calculates the sum for me, the count of the numbers, and the average. So if we even increase the number here, so the sum is 3,510. So it is not a magic. I just read the number there. Okay, good. Now, what I want to have this sum here within that Excel, within that cell in Excel. So the easy way is you go to auto sum at the top here. So again, I need to get the sum of these numbers. So from the home tab, you click on auto sum. And you notice now Excel highlighted the range in blue, then added the function sum. This is one of the functions in Excel. In Excel, we have more than 3,000 functions. So let's read this one together. So Excel telling me that cell where equals sum. So that cell equals sum of the cells, range of cells, starting from C14, C14, colon, ending at C27. C, column C, row 27. So this is correct. Yes, all you need to do is enter. Now I have the sum of these numbers, which is also very dynamic. If you change any numbers here, make this one, and hit enter, now the total will be changed automatically. Okay, one more time, and what we did, we wanted to have the result here, then we went to auto sum. Are there any other options? Yeah, if you click on the small arrow, you will find some other functions, and we can have also more functions. I will just insert this one again to show you. So this is the formula, and the formula includes a function. Okay, if you remember this one, it's a simple formula but without a function. Here I have a formula which includes some function. Make sense? Okay, so here we used some function, and let me delete this one and try to create it again so I can show you some more tips and tricks. Good. So now what we have is the blue range. I can change that. I can make it smaller from the corner here. So I just want the sum from C22 to C27, or even I can go to the border and move like that. So you see this is from C17 to C22. Only these cells will be in the sum there. So you can play with that range and change what is there. Good. Now, if I want to if I want to have the sum of this one, that one, this one only. So here you have to create the formula manually. So you put plus, sorry, equal, then you click, then plus, use plus, then this one, then plus, then that one. So now I have manual entry because I need some few cells to be summed there. So you have here the full control of everything. So it's Excel enables you to do that easily. Okay, any questions here? So let me delete that and just go to sum and hit enter. Now I have the sum of everything. Good. Now I will show you how I created this sequence of data. So when you enter, I entered 10 here, then I remember this one, we formatted that one as a text. Let me do it here. I entered 10 here, and if you go to that corner, you notice cursor changed to this symbol, and it's called fill handle. So if you drag and go down, Excel just created a copy of the 10 number, just copied the 10 multiple times. Excel doesn't know that you want to increase or anything. So what to do? I need to tell Excel, please, Mr. Excel, I need to add 5 every time. So the next cell should be 15. Select both of them. So now Excel will know that I need to add 5 more. So I go to 5 each time. I'll go to the fill handle and drag. So now 10, 15, 20, 25. So Excel now understands that I need to add 5 more. Good. So with numbers, you need to tell Excel what to do. Now let's try with uh, text. So text. Again, if you go to the fill handle and drag, nothing. Excel will copy. Excel doesn't know what you want to do and doesn't understand what is there. But if I enter here sun, which is Sunday, and we drag down, so Excel will fill the dates for me, the days for me. If I enter here Jan, which is January, and drag, so Excel will add or changes the dates and the month name. So Excel will fill month names for me. Good, but what if I want to copy that? I don't want to fill the month names. Easily you can go to this um, box there and you tell Excel copy cells. So it will be Jan, Jan, Jan. So by default, Excel will try to help you, will try to understand what you want to do and make it easy for you. So it's a good idea to double check what Excel helped you with, because sometimes you don't need this type of help, or this type of help is not the right one you want. So it's a good idea to think about that and double check. Good. So fill series, it will be January, February. Copy cells, it will be this one. Okay. So Excel knows the month names and knows the day names. Here we have them abbreviated. If you want, or if you are using the full one, so Sunday, and you drag. So Excel filled the full one. If I put here March, you don't have to start from Jan, and you drag. So Excel filled also the full name. So if you use the abbreviated, Excel will use the abbreviated. If you use the full one, Excel will use the full one. Okay, now I'll ask you something. If I enter Q1 and drag, what will be the uh, the result? What will be the results in the coming cells? So if I drag down there, we will have what we're gonna have: Q1, 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 or Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6. We don't have Q5, Q6 because this is quarter. Excel will think you mean quarter. Let's see. So quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. No 5. Only 4 quarters in anything. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Excel thinks that these are quarters, and if you use even QTR1 and drag, again Excel will think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Okay, makes sense. Good. Questions? Any questions? Okay, now if you want to close this file and I go there and click here, Excel will tell me, what are you doing? This is wrong. You are closing the file without saving. So do you want to save this file or you don't save? Don't save, it will cancel everything, delete everything, and exit. Cancel will cancel this command, and save, it will save this file. So if you click on save, because this is the first time we save this file, Excel will display save as. So in the beginning, it will be save as. Here, you need to think about where you will save this file, give it a proper name, and the type of that file. So you can have older versions if you are sending this file to someone with older version of Excel, older version between 97 and 2003. So you select this one. If you created an invoice and you want to send this invoice to someone, you don't send it as Excel, maybe you want to send it as PDF. So you can save this file as a PDF, then attach with email and send it to someone. So there are other types of files. It depends on the situation you are using this file in, but by default, it's Excel workbook, the latest version, then you give it a name. So here, I will just save this file. Don't worry, because I just closed Excel. So here, I just created a new file and sharing this file now. If I want to open the file we just created and saved, so I clicked on file, we are in the Backstage View, in the open, so I can open the file that we created recently, or I can browse and go to desktop, book one, open, and this is the file we created and saved. We'll do a revision near the end of today's session. So till now everything is going smoothly, no issues, no questions, which is fine. So I will now show you some more tips and tricks, especially with cells and different types of commands. So here, for example, we created this symbol table here. So I can highlight. So how we do the highlight? Good. So notice the cursor. I will go in the middle of the cell and click. So this way I selected the cell, still clicking or holding on the left mouse button and dragging. So now I selected few cells, then go right. So now I have selected this range of cells. Or I select here, click, still dragging and go down, still now selected the range of cells. After selection, I can apply, for example, filling. So I can fill this color. I can change font color. So I can apply borders. So this is how it looks like. Maybe I should change the alignment here to the left. This edge in the middle maybe also. So everything will be aligned left. Okay, make sure. So maybe this looks better. At the top here, I can highlight that and make it bold. So if you don't like the yellow color, we change the yellow color to maybe blue. The top one, I can make it still blue, but darker a little bit, or a little bit darker. This one a little bit brighter or lighter. So now the table looks a bit nice. It depends on, I just wanted to show you different tips and tricks when you select some cells. So we select by click and drag. Make sure you don't click on the border of the cell or the range. You click within the cell itself. So you click and drag to select. I'm starting from this one. You don't have to. You can start here and you go back to select. So this is, you select, then you apply specific format. You can change even the font for this part only, font size, font type. You can make it italic and so forth. Good. So we discussed the alignment, we discussed filling font, filling colors, and font color. Now, if, for example, we have here, let's say, salary. So this one getting 2,000, this one getting 5,000, this one getting 6,000. So this is the salary. So let's say salary. Okay. And I need to have maybe same format. So I can highlight format printer and we apply that here. So it applied the color and alignment, both of them. So color of the cell, color of the font, and left alignment similar to this one. As we know, this is salary, so we need to add currency. So here you have the currency. So we have the English Australia dollar sign. So I can add the dollar sign here. For these zeros, decimal points, I can remove them, or I can even increase them if I want. So it's up to you. Separator here is a comma. If this is in England, so we use pound, maybe we use euro in some countries and so forth. So I can change the currency. This is in Chinese, and we have other options there. I will just keep the English Australia one. So here it looks great. So because we added the number here, maybe no need for the zeros, the decimal points, and we added the currency. So we have now a proper table with salary and then currency. I was discussing before the break the different types of data you can have here, and we have also lots of number formats. If we click there, you will see many number formats, currencies here, all the currencies, symbols for all countries. It's a long list, different symbols of the currency. So again, we got that one from here, then more number formats. Then we click on currency. By the way, there are other tabs you can check there and see what you can find. This is the alignment, different fonts, borders, filling, protection, and so forth. So it's a good idea to have a look there about different formats and different options. So currency, number, general, and so on. So that was the part related to formatting, applying different formats of on the data there within the cell. Good. Now we will try another trick. So let's say, for example, I have this text or that content, and I need to copy that. So how can we copy? So there are multiple ways to do the copy. There is an easy way. If you know the shortcut from keyboard, it's Control-C. This is an easy way. So I will press now Control, hold Control and C. Now we have this cell with dotted border, means I will copy from this one. Then I'll go here and from keyboard Control, hold the Control and V. So it's copied now. Still the dotted border there. This means I can paste multiple times. If you want to exit, you can press escape from keyboard. Good. So let's do it again in different way, different method. Maybe you prefer something else. So you select the cell, you can right click and copy. Then I'll go here, right click and paste. So, and still we can do different pastes. So to exit again, you press escape. So this is the second method. Third method, you can select, then you go up here to the copy icon, you click, then you go there and paste. One more time, paste. Good. So these are different types. By the way, there are many ways to do the same thing in Excel, but it depends on what you want to do and what do you prefer. Some people, they prefer to use keyboard shortcuts. So easily I can get the shortcuts by hovering here. So Control C for copy, or search on Google, then you get some shortcuts. Some people, they prefer using mouse, so right click and copy, or click here, then go to the icon. Then they use the mouse for paste and so forth. Some others like me prefer to have mix between keyboard and mouse. I'll show you a different way of copy now. So now I am here. I will hold Control from keyboard, go to the border of the cell until the cursor changes to this white arrow and small plus sign, and drag. See, when I remove my hand, it's copied. Now I have a copy of the original data. So let's do it one more time. Hold the Control, go to the border, any one of the borders, and we drag and leave it. So now we have copy. Good. So multiple methods to do the copy. What about cut and paste? Cut means moving. So the easy way, you go to the border and drag. So it's moved now. What about keyboard? Control X. Then we go here, Control V. Control X, Control V. We have also right click cut, right click paste. So move, right click cut, right click paste. Okay. One more method, cut, paste. Good. So we did the copy and paste, cut and paste. What about if we go here and we click on copy, then we select this range and we click on paste. You see, one to many. So one more time. I go here, select this one, then copy. Whatever, Control C, right click, whatever, any method, then selected few cells and paste. So I filled the cells with the data from this one. Then escape, just remove this one. Make sense? So also this is a different way to copy from this area, from one cell to range of cells. Okay. Now, so we did the copy and paste. Now let me show you something. If I selected these ones and go to the border, you see the cursor changes. I go to the border and drag. So this is cut and paste. So removed the data from here, then I put the data there. What I did now, it goes back from keyboard. I did Control Z. I clicked on Control Z, holding Control, then Z. This is will undo. What about this one? Data pasted. So moved to different place. So redo. Control Y for redo. So I have undo, Control Z, Control Y for redo. Do this action again. So Control Z, Control Y, Control Z, Control Y. Okay. Good. So if you want to, we filled this one. By the way, it's huge. It's huge. It's a huge worksheet. So if we want to check spelling, you can go to review and check spelling. So I can check the spelling of the whole thing. So let me, for example, type door this way and go here, check spelling. So it's telling me this is wrong. The right one, suggestions is door, so change. Okay, do you want to check the rest? The beginning of the sheet, yes, everything is fine. Good. So check spelling is a very good, helpful tool. We use it a lot. So I wanted to show you the zooming. So having you click on or holding control from keyboard, then play with the mouse key so you can zoom in, zoom out. Just wanted to show you that with some data there. And we tried that in the beginning, but without data. Here with the data, so it's much better now. When you print this one, let's have a look. When we go to the print, we have now page 1 of 2. So this is page 2. And you notice we have the table at the top. We discussed the printing before the break, but maybe here I can change the orientation to landscape. So if you like this one, we have here 4 pages now. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here you can, scaling can come to play. So I can fit everything in 1 page. So now I have 1 page only. So everything is fitted in 1 page. So this will help with printing. That's why I wanted to show you that after adding more data to the file, the printing and fitting to 1 page, changing the layout. Again, you can change the layout from here. You remember we changed it to landscape, that's why it's here. So you notice here in the home, we have this group for clipboard. So we did the copy, cut, and paste. Format painter also, if you remember, we did that with the salary column. So this is called clipboard group. Then we have the font group. In the font group, you can change the font. So the font here is Times New Roman. So let me show you. Highlight this one, then I can, when you hover your mouse, it's a live preview. So see what's happening to the table at the back. It's just depends on the font. So I can just change the font for this selected cells or table. Size also I can make bigger size and so on. I can make the font bigger, smaller font size by clicking both. Then bold, italic if I want to. So for example, names here, I can make them italic. Underline wouldn't work actually well with the borders. but you can have underline. I can have underline underdoor, for example, this one. So it's underlined. If you go to the print, you can see this one, and so it's underlined here. We have double underline if you want to. These are the borders. So for example, these cells without borders. So I can add borders from here with lots of options. You can even draw borders by hand, inside border, outside, or only outside. So thick one around them. See, looks much better if you go to the print preview. This is how it will look like during the printing. So no borders, no other borders there, just what we have there are the cells, not the borders. Then you can, for example, fill color. We did that with the table. You can fill the color here. So this is the font thing. Alignment, we changed the alignment. There are other options, of course, in the coming levels, but I'm just giving you overview and introduction at that time. I don't want to also give you lots of information so you cannot absorb them. So here we have also number formatting. Then we have something called conditional formatting. We will discuss that in the coming sessions, inshallah, the coming sessions and levels. You can insert columns, rows, and removing them, applying different formulas. You can sort. Here you can insert some pictures, some charts. So we insert the charts here and the other advanced options. Here you can have the page layout, margins here, orientation, size of the page, the printing area. I can only print this one. So I can just highlight this part, and I can set the print area. So every time I print this file, only this part will be printed, the other parts will not. I can show you now. So I selected this one. I can also go to File, Print, then Print, Selection. See what will be printed? Only that part, only the table. Yeah, I noticed also the table missing some borders, so I can fix that. So I go there and let's highlight. I can add or highlight that. Go to Home and all borders, so it should be fine now. Let's go to Print Preview. Yes, it's fixed now. So because I said here print selection only, I can change that to active sheet or the whole workbook, entire workbook. So what we did, you can play with the background. You can view some headings, grid lines. You can remove them. Here we insert formulas, and we created a few formulas. Here there are other formulas, advanced ones, of course, in the coming sessions, inshallah. Then we have the data analysis here, this group, revision. We discussed only the spelling. There are other types. Here in the view, you can play with the zooming also from here. So not only from the corner, you can also change the zooming. So I can, for example, zoom selection. So this is the part I went to. I can zoom here or go back to 100%. So I can just this part, then zoom selection, then I can go back to 100%. So that was the part related to different options here. Again, this Acrobat, it is not coming with Excel by default. Any questions here? Any questions? You can use the chat for questions or comments. Mouse arrow, you should see the mouse arrow. I think everyone else's can see the mouse arrow. I don't have option to hide the mouse arrow or display it. So you should be able to see it. So this is one of the question. I think something related to your screen resolution. Good. So what we have discussed today in that session, we discussed the interface of Excel, starting from quick access toolbar, different tabs and menus, the ribbon here, different groups of icons, how we get further dialog boxes and details from different places. We inserted text here, inserted data. So on the left, we inserted numbers. We and you see Excel put them on the right. Then we changed the alignment. We formatted the table. We also used the fill handle and used the fill handle to fill the names of the month and days. By the way, it works in both sides. So let me show you this trick. So March here. If I go to the right, it will increase that. So March, April, May, June, July. If I go to the left, it will go back. So March, February, January, December. If we go down, so March, April, May. If we go up, so it goes backwards. So it works well in the forward direction with month names and day names, whether they are abbreviated or not. So this is also the fill handle. Again, with the numbers, you just need to tell Excel the numbers, or you need to increase or how much you want to increase. So you can select, then drag. So Excel will increase, otherwise it will copy and paste the increased values actually. So it's a kind of copy and paste with increased values. So filling that for me. So we discussed this part, adding different sheets, renaming the sheet, right click, then you can rename, give it a name. So this is 2020, 2021, for example, or this is the red one, this is the green one, you can do that. Saving, we discussed the Backstage View. You click on File, then save as, open, new, and also the other options in the options in addition to print. Here you can scroll, or you can also use page up, page down from keyboard, or arrow keys, but arrow keys will move one cell at a time. Page up jumps. or scroll in the mouse, which is great way of navigation. So you can navigate using the scroll or the bars to the right or to the left, or these bars. You see, I can click, hold, and drag. So click, hold, and drag. Okay. Any other questions? So that was most of the content in the level 1 in a nutshell. Of course, we didn't or we couldn't cover everything in 2 hours. Usually the level 1 in Excel, we cover that in 7 to 8 hours, and with examples and exercises, of course. But I give you most of the content today in this session. What I really recommend you is I will upload this video to YouTube channel, Koala YouTube channel, Koala IT YouTube channel, and you can refer to this video. You can run it and watch it slowly while you are exercising, and also you can share it with others. And also it would be a good idea if you subscribe to the channel so you can get the updated courses, free courses. We will do our best to deliver free courses for different Microsoft products. So starting from the coming week, we will stick to Saturday delivery. We will deliver on Saturday. I will keep you guys updated through the Facebook page. Then you can find also the recording on the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. So thank you for watching and thank you for your time. Please comment and share and ask questions, and hope to see you again in further courses. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you guys.